The Department of Justice now announcing they will investigate the Oakland, California mayor, Libby Schaaf, for tipping off illegals to an ICE raid. But that mayor remains defiant.
I continue to feel confident that what I did was the right thing and it was legal. I did not give specific information that could have endangered law enforcement. I encourage people to not panic, but to know their rights.
She looks worried. Should she be? Here to weigh in is former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney Gt SSD. Thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Good morning.
Does she have something to worry about here?
She should be worried. Well, at least I think she should be worried. Look, what we have here, in my opinion, is a textbook definition of obstruction of justice, which basically says when anyone corruptly impedes the lawful duties of law enforcement, you are guilty of obstruction. And in this case, that would hold a punishment of up to 10 years. When we look at what this mayor did, I don't see how she gets around being found guilty of obstruction. She willfully warned an entire community that ICE was coming for them. For that purpose, guys, she didn't send a memo to say, hey, look how good we're working with ICE. They're going to come. They're going to discharge their lawful duties. She didn't just announce it to be a good mayor. She announced it to make sure that those who were in her community illegally stayed illegally in her community. If that's not obstruction, I don't know what is.
Well, and a lot of people, including the acting director of ICE, Thomas Homan, are not too happy with this. Let's take a listen to what he has to say and then get your reaction.
What she did is no better than a gang lookout yelling police when a police cruiser comes in the neighborhood, except she did it to the entire community. I mean, it's beyond the pale. I've been doing this for 34 years, and this is a whole new low to intentionally warn criminals that law enforcement's coming. I just can't believe it happened.
Do you agree that this is a whole new low? And how low is this, actually?
See, that's just it. I could not agree more. And this is different than, you know, when all other mayors or officials take a stand against in favor of sanctuary cities. This takes it a step further. And if the DOJ doesn't do something about this, then ICE is going to be forever foreclosed from doing their job. I mean, we have ICE for a reason. And how about this? How about the other members of the community who are here legally, who are law-abiding citizens, right, who want to be protected from the criminals that are being harbored in these sanctuary cities? It was a dangerous move, and in my opinion, an illegal move. Well, and Jeff Sessions needs to get off his hands and actually do something about this.
And we'll see what does come of this. But let's look at who ICE is targeting here in these raids. We've got a list of who they're targeting exactly, specifically convicted of a criminal offense, people charged with an unresolved criminal offense, committed acts of a chargeable criminal offense, engaged in fraud or willful misrepresentation, abused public benefits, have not complied to depart the U.S., and poses a risk to public safety or national security. So these are the people ICE is going after. My question to you is, I mean, where was all this resistance in the last 8 years when President Obama was doing the same thing with ICE, when we were deporting all of these criminals? How come these left-wing blue states weren't upset at that point? Yeah,
there is most certainly a political component here. And the truth remains, for as long as we have these sanctuary cities resisting like this, and now basically the next step is going to be hiding these illegals in their own basements, which would also be a crime. For as long as that continues, the rest of us are in danger. There is no denying that. And if we let this mayor get away with it, then all the other mayors are going to get away with it. And like I said, ICE is going to have, why should they show up for work? Because they won't be able to do their jobs. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Gt SSD, thank you for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.